Guys, welcome back to the endgame lessons, and we continue with the Rook endgames, and we start with this first position. It's black to move and draw. So here black need to understand what white are threatening. So the pawn is on a7 and it's ready to be advanced further, but for now this rook on a8 is actually blocking this pawn. So if it was white to move, they would just play a rook h8, threatening a8 queen, and the idea is that after a rook a7, basically this rook a7, there is a rook h7 and white wins the game. So looking at this threat, what is the first move which comes to your mind? I mean, generally there are two drawing moves here, is to give a check, but doesn't really matter because anyways your move should be king g7. And the idea is basically that now if rook goes here, 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 we'll just take on a7 and there is no rook winning, and now rook can't go to h8, and basically because we'll take and win the game. So king goes further. King is trying to help this pawn so rook can go away and then promote the pawn. But I mean, we just don't care. Black play king h7, king f4, king g7, king d5, king h7, king c6, king g7, king b6. So we reach this critical position. And at this point, this king is protecting this pawn. And if we play here something like king h7, we'll actually lose the game due to rook e8. And basically, if check, king a6, this, king b6, let's just repeat moves, king c7, this, sorry, rook c1, and now basically king d7, rook d1, king c6. I mean, the game is basically moving to its end, and we're just going here, 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 rook a1 and a8 queen. That's how white could have won, but here we don't go king h7 or king f7, we give a check, rook b1. And now basically king a6, rook a1, king b5, because basically if king goes here, a6, b6, we'll just simply give check on b1 and a1. And once king goes away from this pawn, we can play king h7 and we can just stand on h7 and g7 squares. Let's move on to the next position. Second position of this episode, the Vancouver position, Vancouver defense. So in this position, the white's pawn is on the 6th rank, and aside from this, this pawn is not on a7, so we don't have this easy draw, basically king h7, king g7. Black have to play precise moves in order to make a draw here. The easiest would be something like rook f1, king f4, rook f6, and basically the idea is simple. We put our rook on the 3rd, 6th rank, and now just wait for white to play a7, and that's how we draw. If king ever goes back, I mean, we can just stand, right? This, go back, and if king tries to go here, basically we start checking from here, from the long side. So, but let's say in the starting position, in this position, black just wait and play rook a2. So here white are actually winning because basically their king is coming first and they're good due to the enough tempos. Rook a5, a7, king a6, king c4, king d6, king b4. Rook has to go back, and now basically white are winning because they have this breach maneuver kind of, because rook c7, rook a1, king b8, and now let's say rook b1, rook b7, and pawn simply promotes. So rook f1 we analyzed the easiest one, but that's that's one of the defensive maneuvers. But here in the starting position we can also play rook a5, basically restricting the king on the side. King goes here towards the pawn, trying to help the pawn promote. Rook b5. Now basically we try to place our rook on the 6th or 3rd rank. Basically if we would play, if the position was reversed, we would play on 3rd, here on the 6th. And now we play king g6. King f6 here actually doesn't work because white are actually winning the game. Let's say this, rook a8, and now rook h7, and there is a7, there's not a7, king c5, and basically king is coming, then goes back, and this king is just too far. So here we'll play king g6, we're not allowing this maneuver to happen, and rook goes here. We play rook a5, now a7, and we start chasing this rook here. this, king g6. We're not going here, king e6, because that's actually losing, because king e7, rook h8, and the idea is we're trying to promote, and here if takes rook h7, it's a well-known motive, so that's why in this position we gotta play king g6. We chase the rook, rook has to go back, king f6, and now we chase the rook, king d6, now king b4, king c7, king a5, king b7 is a draw, and here no other choice, because basically we play king c6, king b4, we play rook a1, we play king b6 next, we take the pawn and we draw the game. Let's move on to position number 3. Guys, it's third position. Our king on a8 is hidden behind our pawn, and we gotta find a way to win the game with white pieces. So here, you know, this rook restricts this king right there, so we're trying to bring our rook to b7 or b8, trying to win the game. We play rook h2 first. So here, of course, black will try to get their king closer to ours and maybe create some counter-attacking chances. Here we go for rook h8. So basically something like this won't work, because king d6, let's say rook b7, and there is rook g1, king b8, rook g8 is a checkmate, so they can't do anything. If rook b8, there is just king c7, and basically the game ends in a draw. So rook h8, king d7, rook b8, rook a1, king b7, and basically king goes to c5 and next move promotion. So, but instead of king d7, black can try king d6, setting up, you know, little trick, and you know, of course white are winning still, no matter what they do. So rook b8, king b, rook a1, but here the problem is that after king b7, rook b1, so of course king a6 is winning, but after king a6, this, king b6, rook b1, we can't play this. Of course, I mean, it's still winning, but you know, no progress here. So what we gotta do in this position is to play king c8, and now white are winning, because after rook c1, king d8, rook h1, threatening checkmate, and the f8 queen, rook h8 will be a checkmate. You know, we will play rook b6, and the idea is that after king c5, rook c6, we're setting up a little trick. After king c6, a8 will win the rook on h1. So instead, of course, you know, black play king b5, and after rook c8, white will be winning, because one check, second check, king b8, and white won. Let's get to the final position of this lesson. This is final position of this lesson. Here king and rook both support this pawn on a5, but yet black are able to secure a draw in this position. So we'll first start by playing rook b1 and make sure to memorize it. So here, of course, king can't go here, here, here due to the rook, which will be hanging. So rook b6, we go rook c1. We are not going for rook a1, because basically a6, a7, a8, and white easily promote the pawn and win the game. We play rook c1. We're trying to give this check, and now a6. If white tried to play rook b2, basically trying to create space for the king to cut the skin off, we'll play rook c7 check, and after king b6, king c8, a6, king b8, there is a little trick. After rook h2, of course we might play rook c8, but basically checkmate has been threatened. But here there is a beautiful trick, which is rook b7, and basically black will go back if the king goes somewhere, and if the a takes b7, it is a draw. So in this position, white don't go for rook b2, they're not going for tricks, they are going a6 momentarily, they're trying to promote their pawn, and basically if black just wait, move their rook wherever they want to, basically a7, a8 wins the game. So they gotta act quick, and rook c7 is the move to make a draw. So here after king a8, there is rook c8, back, rook c7, rook b7. So one more thing to show you, that after rook c8 check in this position, so once a6 is played, rook c7, king a8, rook c8, king a7, not king a7, but rook b8, you know, make sure this we close this gap between rook and king, and now there is a little trick for black. So if they don't play rook c1 but play king c7 instead, there is a7, and that's a zook's one position for black, as they're losing the game, because basically rook has to move. It can't take, but if it moves, you know, basically rook d8 is the closest square to the king, will just take king b8 and white wins the game. So that's not the way here. Rook c1 is the way, and after a7, king c7, there is no way to progress for white pieces, and black secure a draw. So in this position, instead of rook b8, white played king a7, and now rook c7 check, rook b7. Block this, but after king c8, there is no zook's one, because basically rook c7, king c7 is an easy draw, as it is a stalemate after king c7. So king b6, trying to threat the rook, and here again a little trick. We don't go for this, because basically in this situation white will be winning the game due to the pawn endgame, and pawn is about to be promoted, and basically that's a very quick checkmate, right? Instead of rook b7, we of course play rook c1. We bring our rook to the first rank, and now we'll check from behind, king a7, rook a1, and here white have no progress at all. They can't achieve any progress, and this is a draw. That's all the endgames. We had a lot of lessons on those rook plus pawn against rook and king endgames, so let me know what I should analyze next, or I'll come up with something myself. I'll see you in the next endgame lessons. Enjoy. Bye bye.